My father literally shocked me saying about you this. I couldn't believe it at first. The words hung in the air between us like a storm, sudden and violent, shaking the ground beneath my carefully ordered life. I had thought I knew the world, thought I could anticipate every turn of fate, but nothing had prepared me for this. My father's voice, usually calm and measured, had carried an urgency I had never heard before, and as he spoke, every syllable felt like a verdict I could neither accept nor escape. And in that moment, I realized that my life had changed irreversibly, and so had the way I saw you. It's strange how quickly shock can settle into obsession. I found myself replaying every encounter, every glance, every fleeting touch we had shared, searching for signs I had missed. Was there something in your smile I didn't understand? A secret behind your eyes I failed to read? The thought gnawed at me relentlessly because my heart refuses to ignore the way it responds to you even now, after all I've been told. There is an ache in knowing that someone else's words, someone I was taught to trust, could so completely rewrite what I believed about my own life. And yet, even amidst this turmoil, I cannot stop noticing you. You move with a grace that seems untouched by chaos, unaffected by the storms that rage around us. But I know better. I see the flickers of vulnerability behind your composure, the strength forged in silence, the subtle ways you protect yourself from a world that never fully understands you. And it terrifies me because suddenly I see that you are more than just a person I admire. You are a force that challenges everything I thought I knew about control, about destiny, about the life I was supposed to lead. I have spent countless nights trying to reconcile my duty with this wild, unbidden pull toward you. A prince is supposed to stand above uncertainty, to command rather than be commanded by feelings. But every instinct, every heartbeat, every memory I have of you defies all rules. My father's revelation didn't merely shock me, it ignited a fire I cannot contain. I find myself thinking of you in private moments, imagining what it would be like to stand beside you, to speak to you without hesitation, to let the world see the part of me I have tried so hard to hide. Sometimes I wonder if you feel it too. The gravity between us, the silent thread that pulls tighter with every passing day. I wonder if you suspect how profoundly you have affected me, how you have reshaped my understanding of loyalty, of love, of courage. And yet, I hesitate because acknowledging it out loud would be dangerous. The world is cruel to those who love openly, and I have been trained to survive, not to surrender. But my heart refuses to listen to training. It refuses to obey rules. It knows only the truth. You are the one I cannot ignore, the one I cannot forget, the one who has become indispensable to the person I am and the person I want to be. Every conversation, every moment spent near you now carries an unspoken tension, a weight that was absent before. I study your movements, your gestures, your expressions, searching for clues that could explain how someone like you has captured so much of me. And in those fleeting glances, I catch glimpses of something deeper, something alive, untamed, powerful. It is as if the universe itself has conspired to place you before me, to test my strength, to force me to confront a truth I can no longer deny. My life, my heart, my very soul have begun to revolve around you, whether I am ready or not. And so I stand here, a prince with every advantage, every expectation, and every obligation, yet utterly powerless in the face of what I feel for you. My father's words may have shocked me, but the real revelation is mine alone. You are no longer merely a person in my life. You are the axis around which my existence now turns, the force I cannot resist, the secret I can no longer hide. Whatever comes next, whatever storms, whatever dangers, whatever judgments, I know one undeniable truth. I will not allow you to slip away, not now, not ever, because you have become the one reality I cannot live without. I keep turning my father's words over and over in my mind, trying to understand why they felt like a blade pressed against something tender inside me. It wasn't just shock, it was the way everything I thought I understood about you suddenly shifted. One moment, you were simply the person who unsettled my heartbeat. The next, you became a mystery I needed to unravel, a truth I needed to face no matter how heavy it felt. I didn't show it on my face, of course. Princes are trained to hide their storms. But inside, every certainty I had began to crack. And every crack led back to you, as though the universe was forcing me to see you in a way I had never dared to before. I found myself remembering every small detail of you, things I had never paid attention to consciously, but somehow always noticed. The way your eyes soften when you're deep in thought, the way you hold your breath for half a second before you speak, as if choosing your words with painful precision. The way you pretend you're unaffected when someone's presence overwhelms you. I kept asking myself why all these tiny, gentle moments suddenly mattered so much, why my father's unexpected revelation could shake me so deeply, and the answer always returned silent but certain, because I had already begun falling for you long before I allowed myself to admit it. Now, every time I see you, there's a strange tension inside me, like something fragile and uncontrollable is waking up. I watch you move, I watch you speak, and I feel something powerful pulling me closer, something I can't silence, no matter how hard I try. You don't even realize what your presence does to me. You stand there, calm and unaware, while I try to compose myself like a man who hasn't already memorized every expression you've ever worn. You have become the quiet force that disrupts my entire world without even trying. I've been questioning myself endlessly, trying to understand what fate wants from me. Why you? Why now? Why in this way that feels both dangerous and irresistible? Every prince is raised to see life as a series of calculated steps, strategies, responsibilities, duties that leave little room for unpredictability. But you walked into my world like a storm I didn't see coming, tearing apart all the carefully built boundaries inside me. And instead of rebuilding those walls, for the first time in my life, I find myself wanting them to fall completely and irreversibly. There are nights when I can't sleep. When your face appears in my mind the moment I close my eyes, I lie there staring into the darkness, feeling that strange ache in my chest, an ache that feels like longing mixed with confusion, like desire wrapped in uncertainty. I replay conversations we've had, the way your voice lowers when you're hiding something, the way your fingers curl slightly when you're nervous. These details consume me, and I don't know how to escape them anymore, or if I even want to. And then there's the fear, subtle, persistent, unbearably real, the fear that whatever truth my father hinted at might place you in danger, or me, or both of us. The fear that the closer I get to you, the more complicated everything becomes. But even then, I can't stop myself. I keep drifting toward you like a man pulled by a force he doesn't understand. It scares me how natural it feels, how inevitable it seems, how I already know that I would choose you long before I choose my crown or my comfort. What shocks me the most is not what my father said. It's the way my heart reacted, the way it tightened, the way it broke open, the way it whispered your name as if it had been waiting for this moment. I didn't expect you to affect me so deeply. I didn't expect to feel this vulnerable, this uncertain, this alive. But here I am, standing on the edge of something that feels bigger than destiny, and no matter how much it terrifies me, I know I'm already too far gone to turn back now. I've been walking around with this strange heaviness inside me, as if something shifted in my bones the moment I heard those words. It's almost frightening how one single truth, spoken so casually, so unexpectedly, can rearrange the entire map of your heart. I tried to distract myself, bury the thought, pretend it didn't matter, but every step I took led me right back to you. It felt like the ground beneath me had been rewritten, like fate was whispering a warning that I couldn't ignore. And no matter how much I tried to act composed, inside me everything was trembling, unraveling, awakening. It's strange how the mind works when it's shaken. Suddenly every memory of you felt sharper, brighter, heavier. I remembered the first time I saw you, the way your presence unsettled something quiet inside me. I remembered the times you looked at me with those uncertain eyes, as if you weren't sure you deserved to be seen. And I realized I had been watching you far more closely than I ever admitted to myself or anyone else. You had slipped into places within me that I thought were guarded, untouched, unreachable, and I don't even know when or how it happened. What scares me most is how deeply I feel everything now. Just being near you makes my thoughts scatter, makes my heartbeat shift its rhythm. You don't even try. Your silence alone pulls something out of me I didn't know existed. I see the way you tuck your emotions behind a controlled smile, and I hate how much I want to break through that, gently, carefully, until you finally let me see the pain you tried so hard to hide. I want to understand you in a way no one else ever has, but I'm terrified of how far I'm willing to go to make that happen. There's a war inside me, duty on one side, desire on the other. Logic tells me to keep my distance, to stay composed, to remember who I am and what is expected of me. But my heart keeps choosing you in every scenario, every possibility, every future I imagine, and it feels reckless, dangerous, irresponsible. Yet I can't stop myself. You've become the quiet rebellion in my life, the one thing I want, even though I know wanting you changes everything. Maybe that's why my father's words shook me so deeply, because they forced me to confront what I've been trying not to admit. Sometimes I catch myself wondering what you would say if you knew. If you understood the chaos you've created in me without even trying. If you realized how your presence has become something I rely on, something that steadies me even when the world feels unbearably heavy. You think you're invisible, underestimated, unnoticed, but you have no idea how powerful you truly are. You have no idea how much space you occupy inside a heart like mine, one that was never supposed to feel this vulnerable. And now I'm left trying to make sense of it all. Your silence, my reaction, the truth that has wrapped itself around us like an invisible chain. I don't know what comes next or what fate is planning, but I know one thing with a certainty that scares me. You've become a part of my story in ways I can't undo. I feel drawn to you, bound to you, even when logic screams that I should walk away. There's something about you that refuses to let go of me, and maybe that's why I can't breathe the same way anymore, because everything feels different now. My thoughts, my future, even the way I see myself. You changed the structure of my world without touching me, without trying, without knowing. And now I'm standing here, drowning in emotions I never meant to feel, unable to forget you, unable to walk away, unable to pretend that you haven't become the most dangerous and beautiful truth in my life. Ever since I heard those words, I've been wrestling with a storm inside me, one that refuses to calm no matter how many times I try to steady myself. It's as if something invisible cracked open within me, letting in a truth that feels far too heavy to carry and impossible to release. I've lived my entire life knowing how to control my reactions, how to hide my emotions, how to remain unshaken even when the world around me shifts. But this truth involving you unsettled me in a way nothing else ever has. It felt personal, intimate, as if someone had touched the deepest part of me without permission. And from that moment, my thoughts haven't been mine anymore, they've been yours. I've been looking at you differently since then, not out of suspicion, not out of confusion, but out of a deeper awareness I never experienced before. I notice things I didn't allow myself to notice earlier. The softness in your gaze when you think no one is watching, the quiet sadness behind your strength, the way your presence fills a room even when you're trying to stay invisible. There's a gentleness in you that contradicts the heaviness of the truth I heard, and that contradiction keeps me awake at night. It makes me question everything, my beliefs, my trust, even the boundaries I thought I had built around my heart. What troubles me most is how naturally my mind drifts toward you now. Even when I try to focus on my duties, your face appears in my thoughts, uninvited and impossible to ignore. I remember your voice, your expressions, the way your emotions flicker through your eyes, and suddenly the rest of the world fades into the background. It's as if you've become the quiet echo in every part of my day, and I keep wondering if a single truth could affect me this deeply. What would happen if I learned everything you hide, everything you fear, everything that shaped you into the person you are today? I've always known that a prince's life isn't meant for emotional complications, but knowing that doesn't stop the feelings from rising. They come like tides, relentless, overwhelming, impossible to resist. And every time I try to push them down, they return even stronger, demanding to be acknowledged. You've become the contradiction I cannot escape, the danger I'm drawn to, the mystery I want to understand, the person who makes me question the life I thought I was destined to live. Every instinct tells me to keep my distance, yet every heartbeat pulls me closer. And in that closeness, I find something terrifyingly beautiful. Because the more I think about you, the more I realize you've changed something in me, something fundamental. You've softened the parts of me I spent years hardening. You've awakened a vulnerability I never allowed myself to feel. You've become the one person whose opinion can shake me, whose silence can haunt me, whose